Ruben, just team news-wise, first of all, how is Bruno and Kobe? Could they be available?
No, not for this game. They are recovering. I don't think that is going to take a lot of time. I think Kobe is going to return faster than Bruno, but for this game they are out.
Do you know just how long Bruno could be out for?
No, I don't want to say. I have an idea, of course, but let's see.
And just on Matthias and Harry as well, how are they?
We are still working with them. They are not available for this one. Let's see for the next one.
You ended up on Sunday playing Lisandro Martinez as a midfield player. You previously said that would only happen in an emergency, which it presumably was. What will you do for these block of games then if Bruno's not going to be available for a little while?
We have other players. We need to maybe try to see different ways of playing. I think Jack Fletcher did a very good job, and that's why we when we have this opportunity, we need to give space to them. To guys like Jack and the other ones, so we'll find solutions to play.
Are you confident? Because this was a block of fixtures where a lot of people looked at your team and said Manchester United can kind of really kick on, and it's not been like that. You played well at Villa but didn't win. Then there was the Everton West Ham games. You've got another block of games now where people would have expected you to do well, but now you've lost key players.
I'm confident that we can win any game. Of course, we have some problems, but we need to. I believe in the team, even without many players in this moment. I believe in the team, and I believe we can win any game. Of course, it's more difficult, but I trust in my players, and if we are really focused in the game, we can win.
Just in terms of the young players, if I may, in terms of Jack and Shea, they obviously had a few days now for their debuts both to sink in. So how have they been the last few days, and how do they sit now in your thinking going forward?
Normal. They are normal. They are good kids. The behavior that they have showed during these weeks are really good, but I don't have that feeling that they were a little bit different because I play for Manchester United. No, they are really focused and they are preparing the game and they believe that they can play, and that is a good feeling. So nothing different that I saw in the last few weeks.
And just as far as Bruno's concerned, given the amount of creativity that he brings to this team and the Premier League, he's created more chances than any other player in the Premier League so far this season as well. How do you replace that? How do you copy that? Can you?
I think it's impossible to replace Bruno, but I said that in this morning to the team. I think it's we need to take the good thing, if there is a good thing on that a lot of people need to step up. And if you see it's not just the creation, but every set piece is the guy that is organizing sometimes the team, and that is a good opportunity for everyone to step up and to understand that we cannot rely on one player for everything. And sometimes we rely on Bruno in the organization, in the creation. We lost Bruno in set pieces. We lost Brian and Ahmad in set pieces. So this is massive for the team, but it's an opportunity for other players to step up and to show the leadership that we need in the team.
You sort of touched on there, Ruben, about the leadership. Obviously, Bruno has been so crucial to all of that on the pitch. So what do you lose from him? Because you spoke about what you lose ability-wise. What do you lose on the pitch?
Everything. Because again, he understands every position on the field. He pays attention to every detail. Every set pieces, when you have a substitution, is always the guy that is telling the other guys where they should be. And but that is a very good opportunity for guys like Licha, Luke Shaw, all these guys. We need to step up to have more leaders in the group, because this can happen to Bruno. It's not usual, but this can happen. So it's a big opportunity for the other guys.
Decision been made on the contracts of Harry Maguire and Casemiro yet? Because both players out of contract at the end of the season and head of the January window. That's usually when for play as a 12-month option, like Casemiro, it will be extended. If you had any more clarity on either player?
No, there is no decision. We have a lot to do, and we need to understand what is going to happen in the next season, because we need to understand there is the European Games, what we are doing. So we have so much to do in this moment. We are not thinking about that. We will think far ahead. We need to just think about the next game.
Would you like to keep both players for next season?
I'm really happy with them, but I don't know what is going to happen. So we'll see what is going to happen until the end of the season, what position we will be, and then we'll see.
Ruben, this January transfer window, I believe you may, I'm not asking you to admit this, that you may want a sort of midfielder, but just generally, if you get to the end of the window and you haven't strengthened your squad, would you be disappointed?
No, of course, we are struggling in this moment, but to do the club, we have a plan. We have a plan, and we are going to stick with the plan. I think if we have the opportunity to bring a player that we think that is going to be the future of the club, is going to come. If not, we have Jack, we have Shea, we have to. In 3 weeks, we'll have Ahmad, Nus, Brian, return of Bruno, Kobe Mino. So we'll see.
I completely respect what you said about Jack, but he is a young player. Just looking at your numbers in central midfield, it does seem a bit like what's happened with Bruno. You one unfortunate injury away from it being quite difficult for you. So
but
surely
it was the day before was Kobe, and then was Bruno, and we were talking about Kobe doesn't have the minutes that he deserves in need, but and then you have the opportunity and Kobe is not there. So sometimes it's bad luck, and I think during this year we had some moments that we had a little bit of bad luck. I think when I look at the team, I think when we have the full squad, I think I need to take more quality from that group. So I'm focused on that. If we can bring someone good, if we're not, we'll spend money in the summer, I think.
Good afternoon, Mr. Amron. Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas.
Earlier this year, you talked about some of the characteristics you felt your squad could do with more of, and you said wingers that are more offensive than defensive. Could you explain that a little bit more now?
Maybe I was talking about Ahmad. Playing Ahmad is different than playing.
So this was after you beat Athletic Club. You said the player.
Sorry?
After you beat Athletic Club, Bilbao.
Yeah.
You said the player in the right 10, if he has a left foot, that can help
Yeah.
you. And you also said wingers that are more offensive than defensive.
Yeah, it was about Ahmad. Not thinking. We play last year with Nus and Diogo most of the times there. If you play with Ahmad, is completely different. I think you are talking about that position of the winger. That can change our game. I think in the future we can change also like I was always talking, and you guys, especially you, about the system. We can play a different way to take more quality from these players, because I have the feeling that if we have to play a perfect 3-4-3, we need to spend a lot of money and we need time. So I'm starting to understand that is not going to happen. So maybe I have to adapt. But talking about the winger position, is to playing with Ahmad is completely different. Imagine if we have a different character with the right foot like Ahmad in the other side. So you can be more aggressive. You can change the way you play completely with the same system. Last year we played with Nus and Malacia sometimes. So it's a completely different system if you play with Ahmad and another winger as doing the opposite side in the opposite side. So that was my meaning in that point.
Is that sort of player, a winger on the left who can use his right foot, is that characteristic something you want to have?
I think we need that in the future, but it's not easy to. Even it's not just to play as a winger, but to have a Brian with the right foot, more direct, more. I think we need that in our squad. We play more with Mace and Cunha in there. They are a 10. They are not a winger, so I think it's a position that in the future we can look.
Ian and then Chris. Ruben, I know we've asked you a lot about Kobe in recent weeks, but an important time coming up with the transfer window opening. If he came to you and asked to leave on loan to get more minutes, would you consider letting him leave, or have the events, Bruno getting injured, the guys going away with AFCON, have that stopped you considering letting Kobe leave?
Going to. If no one is if we are not getting someone, it's hard to leave. We are shorter, even with the full squad. We are shorter for something that can happen here, and we are a club with a big responsibility. We are dealing with all these issues, and in your heads, in my head, in everybody's head, we need to win every game. It doesn't matter. There is no excuses. So it's going to be hard for someone to leave the club if we don't get a substitution.
And just on that, if you don't add anyone to the squad in January, do you think this squad is good enough to finish in the top 4? You're only 3 points off it right now.
No, I think it's hard to talk about that. I think what I can say is that we have potential to do more, and I think I can do more with the team, and I can help the team to be better. That I can say. If it's top 4, I think it's different in our club. Everything around our club is not so simple as we have the talent to reach there. No, there is so much more than that in the team. So the only thing I can say is that if we have the full squad, I think I can help them to play better, and I think we can be better in the future.
Hi, Ruben. You talked before about the opportunities that Bruno's injury gives to other players. When he's fit and when he comes back, is this Kobe's chance now to take his? You talked, I think, on Friday about the noise and all the nonsense. Is it now, after all this noise and nonsense, is this the chance for him to show what he can do best on the actual football field?
Kobe Mino will have the opportunity that he has all the time. He played in different positions, and we talk about the position of Casemiro. He can do that position. He can play, if we play with 3, he can play like we play in the last game, the position of Mason Mount in this game. He can play there. So in the future, he's going to be the future of Manchester United. That is my feeling. So he just need to wait for each chance, and everything can change in football in 2 days.
In terms of Casemiro, sorry, is it you've played at the highest level and you obviously managed players at the highest level? You're going to be relying on him more than ever now over the next month or so. How hard is it for a player who's coming out of contract, who doesn't know what his future is at the club, when to balance those two things up? You're kind of main man playing for the club, and yet the indications are that you won't be here beyond June.
No. It's not that situation. It's not. I'm not saying that he's going to continue or not. And then when I see Casemiro training, if everyone train like him, if everyone is so focused on the detail, even in training, in set pieces training, in even when they are playing 10 versus goalkeeper, and the movements that he made, imagining the game, will be a top team. If everyone works like Casemiro, and when I say work, is not just running, is the focus. You can understand why that guy won 5 Champions League, because if you pay attention to everything that he does, with contract, with no contract, is top player.